kind of allow your feet to connect to the floor. Maybe pick up your toes and pick up your heels. And then just allow your feet to relax. Scoot back in your chair so your back is supported. And then let's go ahead and take the palms down today for more of a grounding position. We'll take a nice deep breath in. Float both arms up over your head. Let your shoulders drop down. Breathe in again. Reach through your fingertips. And then as you exhale, bring the hands together at heart center. One more time. Big reach all the way up. And exhale, hands to heart center. Good. Once again, just relaxing the palms onto your thighs. And then allowing your eyes to close or taking your gaze down as we come into this space this afternoon. We'll take a couple more cleansing breaths here. So breathing in deeply through the nose and exhaling through the mouth. Nice big heavy sigh. Do that one more time. Inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the mouth. Big sigh. Just kind of feel the tension release from the tops of the shoulders and the face. So keeping your spine and the muscles around your spine engaged. I invite you to sit tall in your chair, but keeping only the tension that you need to maintain an upright, supported position. Everything else, all the rest of the tension in your body, I want you to do your best to let it go. Let yourself be here in your chair, just sitting comfortably, noticing your legs beneath your hands, using that palm down grounding position to just connect with yourself today. So with all that's going on in our world today, just allowing this time for yourself. Taking a little bit of time for self-care, for nourishing your body and your mind, as well as your spirit, allowing this sense of connectedness, self-love that we need to be able to make it through these difficult, challenging times right now. When you're ready, just start to shift the breath low into the lowest part of your belly. Allow the belly to expand out as you inhale. As you exhale, draw the belly into the spine. Just doing that at your own pace, inhaling and exhaling to let go. Inhaling that sense of peace. Exhaling worry. Inhaling self-love. Exhaling anger. And maybe naming any other feelings or emotions that you're noticing today. Breathing in whatever it is that you want to gather more of. Using your exhale to release anything that's not serving you well. Take a few more deep breaths at your own pace. And then as you breathe deeply, setting an intention for your practice today, something that you would like to focus on yourself. Maybe it's just dedicating this time for self-care. Maybe there's someone in your life that needs a little bit of extra positivity in their life. Whatever that is, bringing that into your heart, breathing deeply into it. And we'll take one more cleansing breath, inhaling, sweeping the arms up. Exhale, big heavy sigh. Good, go ahead and scoot a little bit more forward in your chair so you're really grounding down through the feet and the sit bones. Lengthen your spine, breathe in. As you exhale, tip your right ear towards your right shoulder. Drop the chin down to the chest, left ear to the left shoulder. Chin to the chest, right ear, right shoulder, and pause. Go ahead and extend out that left hand, circle out the wrist, one direction and the opposite direction. And reaching into those fingertips. And then dropping the chin down to the chest, pausing briefly here, feeling a little bit of openness into the back of the neck. And then moving your left ear over to your left shoulder. Go ahead and extend out that right hand, circle your wrist, and switch directions. All the while breathing into those places in your body that need a little bit of extra length. Good, reaching through those fingertips. One more breath in as you exhale, bring the head back to neutral. This time, lift your chin up towards the ceiling. Start to feel some length at the base of the throat, across the front of the neck. Breathing deeply. And then use your exhale to come back to center. Go ahead and roll your shoulders up and back a few times, just releasing that tension from the tops of the shoulders. And then roll them back up to the ears, down and back, opening across the chest and the shoulders. Good, one more time, forward direction. And backward direction. And then inhale, lift them up. Feel that tension at the tops of the shoulders. Exhale, release them down and back, broadening across the collarbones, lifting your chin, sitting up nice and tall. Think about rooting down through the sit bones, lifting the top of your head up. On your next inhale, go ahead and sweep your arms all the way up. As you exhale, open up the chest and shoulders. Pull the elbows towards your side bodies. Inhale, reach high. Exhale, bring the hands to heart center. Good, one more time. Inhale, big sweep with the arms forward. Exhale, open the chest, elbows towards the sides. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands to heart. One more time. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale, open. Inhale, reach. Exhale, hands to heart center. Good, inhale, sweep your arms all the way up. This time, go ahead and take your right hand, grab loosely onto your left wrist. Take a side stretch to the right. Doing your best to ground down through that left sitting bone, so be mindful to not let that sit bone pop up off your seat. Really allowing the breath to flow into that side body. You can look down or up, whatever feels best on your neck. Maybe a little bit of both. Good, take a nice deep breath in, float your arms up towards the ceiling. On an exhale, switch your grip, loosely side stretch to the second side. Again, really allowing yourself to ground down through the right leg, through the right sit bone. Breathe deeply here, feel that rib cage expand. Good, one more breath in, come back to center, lift up nice and high. As you exhale, draw the palms forward, round out the back here, even tucking your tailbone under, dropping your chin to your chest, separate the shoulder blades here. Think about that breath flowing to the mid-back. Good, inhale, tip your pelvis forward, sweep your arms up, sit nice and tall, seated cow. As you exhale, round and tuck, seated cat. Inhale, tip your pelvis forward, chest lifts, seated cow, look up. Exhale, tuck and round. Pull your belly in, seated cat. Good, really try to exaggerate either side of that movement if it feels good for you. If that is not available to you, then just stay in whatever range of motion you have. Inhale, sweep up, pelvis tips forward, lift your heart. Exhale, tuck and round, pull your belly in. One more time, inhale, sit tall, seated cow. Exhale, tuck and round, seated cat. Good, inhale, come back to a neutral spine here. Go ahead and walk your feet out a little bit wider today so your toes are turned slightly out. You're in more of a wide leg squat position. Take a nice deep breath in, reach both of your arms all the way up. As you exhale, let your hands come out to shoulder height. So we're gonna do a little bit of isometric work through the shoulders. I want you to think about reaching through your fingertips. Palms are down for right now. Let the tension come out of the top of the shoulders here. So we're not hugging our shoulders up to your ears. You're creating a nice long neck. Lift your heart. Good. If it's available to you, palms towards me. Bend those elbows a little bit. Think about opening your hands nice and wide. This is kind of our seated goddess pose variation here. So nice support underneath our glutes. Pulling the belly in just slightly. As you inhale, reach your arms up. As you exhale, open the chest. So really trying to come out of that rounded shoulder posture that we sit in a lot when we're at our desks all day long, or if we're hunched over, working with patients or doing other things. One more inhale, reach up. Exhale, open. Good. This time, go ahead and set your hands on top of your legs. Take a nice deep breath in. As you exhale, I want you to dip your left shoulder in. Turn and look back to the right. So you're kind of bending forward, hinging at the hip crease a little bit here, pressing that left knee out to the side. So a little bit of a groin stretch here, keeping your chest lifted as you twist from the low belly. Good. Breathe in, come back to center, sit up tall. As you exhale, that right shoulder dips in. Press this leg out to the side, turn and look back to the left. So you're breathing into that inner thigh, keeping your heart lifted as you twist from the low belly. Remember, everything is an invitation, so modify as you need to based on how you feel today. Inhale, coming back to center, sit nice and tall. If it's available to you, you're gonna come down to a forward fold. So either you can keep your heart lifted or your head higher than your heart, or you can start to walk your hands down to the ankles or to the floor in front of you if that's available to you. If you need a little bit of a prop, you can use a stiff object or even a rolled towel might work to bring the ground up to you. So you're gonna do what works for your body today. We're allowing the spine to round, pulling the belly in. Good, let's walk our hands or our arms over to the right leg. So you can even rest on your thigh here, or you can reach your fingertips down for your foot or your ankle. So we're just looking to get a little bit more of a side body stretch here. Remember, we're breathing. Do your best not to hold your breath. Good. Slowly come back to the center. Pausing for a second here. Relax the back of your neck. And then go ahead and walk over to that left leg. So you're either going to have your forearms up on your leg, or you can reach down for that ankle. Try to let the back of your head relax. Continuing to breathe here. And then walking back to the center. One more time, forward fold. And then slowly walk your hands up your thighs here. Engage your belly, lift your trunk up, take your time. Go ahead and toe heel your feet back in and just come up on the toes and the heels, alternating a little bit. Raising and lowering the toes and the heels, still engaging that nice tall posture. And then we'll just take a little bit of some easy knee lifts here and warm up through the legs a little bit. And as you're sitting nice and tall, it might be good to have either some sort of strap or even a towel or a pillowcase might work. You might even be able to grab onto your pant leg if you want, but we're gonna move into our seated pigeon pose. So this is a hip opening pose. We're gonna start with our right leg. We're gonna cross it at the ankle, and then we're gonna start to move that leg up. If we can, we're gonna place it on top of the opposite thigh. So this figure 4 position is not always available to people, so if you need to, you can use a strap around the ankle or the foot, and you might just hold your leg below your kneecap. Okay, depending on your restrictions in the hip, is going to decide where that lower leg goes. So if you're able to, you're gonna place it just above the kneecap, sit nice and tall. You're grounding down through that left foot. Try to allow the knee to relax out to the side here. Take a nice deep breath in. On your exhale, for a little bit more of a stretch, you can hinge forward. If that's not available to you, then don't worry about it. You can point and flex your foot here on that right leg or circle out the ankle. Good. Use your inhale to come back up to center. As you exhale, we're going to come to a cross leg position. So do your best to bring your knees together. If it's not available to you to cross at the knees, you can cross at the ankles. So now we're going to move into our seated eagle pose. So if it's available to you, you can try to wrap the calf with that foot. Good luck. Let me know how it goes. If that doesn't work out for you, just kind of squeeze your legs together, sit nice and tall. Inhale, bring your palms together and forward. And then as you exhale, you're gonna sweep your left arm underneath your right. Bend at the elbows, bring the backs of the hands to touch. So you're kind of wrapping your arms, wrapping your legs. From here, you're gonna breathe, lift your elbows up to shoulder height. And as you exhale, you're going to tuck your chin. So we're really working on stretching through the middle part of our back here. So continuing to breathe, sit nice and tall. And then as you exhale, unwind, release everything, shake it out a little bit. Sit nice and tall, adjust your towel or strap if you need to. On your next exhale, you're going to start to make that figure four position on the second side. So you're going to bend that left leg up, let your left knee relax out to the side. So this might be a good enough stretch for you. Otherwise, you can work towards hinging forward a little bit and maybe finding a little bit of movement into the ankle. So we're going to pause and hold here. I want you to do your best to keep your mind from wandering. So if you started going back to your to-do list, maybe reconnect with your intention that you set for your practice today. Just kind of doing your best to stay present here. 2 more breaths here. Really imagine that breath flowing around the left hip. Good. Use your inhale to come back to center, sitting nice and tall. As you exhale, start to cross at the knee. So you're bringing your legs together, really activating through the legs. This time you're going to bring your right arm underneath. So crossing at the elbows here. As you exhale, you're going to bend. Bring the backs of the hands together or maybe even touch the palms together. The bigger thing here is that you're lifting your elbows up to shoulder height, dropping your chin slightly down, separating the shoulder blades. So sitting tall, engaging everything here. This is our seated eagle pose. Good, 2 more breaths. And as you exhale, go ahead and start to unwind. So we're going to do a couple of poses in standing. If you're not comfortable in standing, you can stay seated. I'll show you how to do that. Our first pose is going to be Warrior One. So we're going to take our feet out nice and wide. I'll show it in sitting first and then come to standing. From our wide leg position, we're going to turn our right toes forward. We're going to drop that back knee straight and slightly out to the side. And let the front of your left hip kind of point forward. Bring your arms up to shoulder height. This is our Warrior One variation. In standing, you're going to take a wide stance. Hips are going to be open to the side wall. Or square to the front, which might be your side wall, depending on where you are. Back knee is straight, and you're breathing. So if you're looking at it from the back, nice wide stance, knee over ankle on that front leg. So this is going to be a little bit of a hip flexor stretch. And essentially all these poses can be done in your chair, just propping onto that glute that's closest to the chair. Back knee is straight, breathe. If you're in standing, you're right here, pressing that back heel down, the front of that hip forward. Good, then we're gonna open up our arms to shoulder height. Take that back foot and pivot it out a little bit. Warrior two. So arms are at shoulder height. Now instead of your hips being to the side wall, they're gonna be open to the front. So that's our difference with warrior two. If you're seated in the chair, front body is open towards me. You can look over that front hand. Continuing to breathe here. Tucking the tailbone slightly under. As you inhale, go ahead and straighten your front knee. As you exhale, you're gonna turn that front foot in a little bit. This is our standing starfish pose. So arms are at shoulder height. Your feet are nice and wide. If you're sitting, you just have wide legs, arms out to the side. From this position, we're gonna turn over to the second side. So depending on which way you're facing, you're gonna turn that foot forward. Your back foot is gonna turn in, bend into your front knee, and reach your arms up. So this is our warrior one pose, should be on the second side. If you're seated in the chair, you're just gonna do your best to work towards a straight knee on the behind leg. Knee is over the ankle on the front leg. Be mindful of your shoulder over hip position here. And think about dropping the shoulders down away from your ears, lifting your gaze. This is our warrior one. So really think about getting some length into that hip flexor, tightening up the glute on the back leg there. Continuing to breathe, directing that breath to the legs. Take a nice deep breath in. As you exhale, open up. So pivot that back foot out a little bit. Knee is still over the ankle on the front leg. You're looking over your forward hand, but now your front body is facing the front or the side, depending on where you are. Continuing to breathe here. So we went from this position to a little bit more open, looking over that front hand. Seated or standing, whatever works best for you. Think about a nice long wingspan here. You should feel a little bit of activation in the shoulders. Continuing to breathe here. Good, go ahead and inhale, straighten that front leg, turn those toes back in. One more time, starfish pose. You're out nice and wide through your arms. Good, take a nice deep breath in. This time reach your arms up over your head. As you exhale, open your chest. Good, seated or standing. Inhale, reach your arms up. This time as you exhale, turn those knees out to the side just slightly. Little baby squat, like you're gonna sit back in your chair. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, baby squat. This is our goddess pose variation, keeping that belly in nice and tight. Good, inhale, reach up. And then exhale, bring your hands together at heart center. Good, if you're standing, go ahead and toe heel your feet in. So they're about hips distance apart. If you are seated, you're gonna take seated mountain pose. If you're standing, you're gonna take standing mountain pose. Palms are forward, chest lifts. If you're comfortable, blink your eyes closed or lower your gaze. I want you to notice the ground beneath your feet. Maybe play with shifting your weight from toes to heels or right to left. Just connect with the earth. Good, use your inhale to reach your arms up. Eyes can be opened or closed. Good, if it's available to you and you want an additional challenge today, you're gonna try floating your heels just slightly. Really engage the low belly here. Pick a focal point, tighten up that midsection. And then as you exhale, sink your heels down, hands to heart center. One more time, inhale, reach your arms forward. Try floating those heels, drawing the belly in, breathing. And then exhale, hands together at heart center. Inhale, reach your arms all the way up. As you exhale, we'll find a steeple grip, side stretch to the right. Inhale, come back to center, lengthen. Exhale, side stretch to the left. Back to center. Exhale, release your hands. Interlace your thumbs. Draw down and back. Open your chest. Lift your chin. Think about pulling the shoulder blades together, letting the breath flow to the heart center. One more inhale. And exhale, release. Go ahead and find a comfortable seat in your chair. If you're not already there, just scoot back in your chair, let your back relax onto the backrest. We'll bring our palms either down for grounding or up for receiving. Take a nice deep breath in. Big exhale, heavy sigh, let it out. Take a moment to scan your body. Notice any areas where you're still holding on. And do your best to let go. Put a pause on your mind chatter for a few moments. Soften the muscles across your forehead, the space between your eyebrows, your jaw, the base of the throat, tops of the shoulders, heart center, low belly center, arms, legs, feet, and hands. Let the surfaces that you're connected to right now support you. Let your breath be effortless. Notice the sensations that you feel right now. Using this sense of peace and calm to provide you with energy, renewed spirit as you move about the rest of your day today. As you're ready, maybe start to turn your head from side to side. And then bringing it back to a neutral position. Sitting a little bit taller in your chair, we'll bring the hands together at heart center. Drop your chin down, take one deep breath into your heart. I send you off today with peace and strength. I thank you for sharing your practice with me today. Namaste.